When you finally decide to pull the trigger and purchase your first motorcycle, you realize that there is a whole world out there that you may not have known about before you got it. One of the many amazing things that you can do on a bike is take it and go camping. Today, I'm going to talk about taking my Honda Rebel 500 on a moto camping journey and if I should do it. I'll get into what my plan is, and yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the specifics and if it's a good idea or not. Welcome to the Evergreen Motovlogs channel. Thank you so much for tuning on in. If you like motorcycle content, consider hitting the subscribe button. I've got tons of it both on my channel and headed your way, so smash that notification bell for future uploads and or live streams. Either way, thank you so much for stopping by. Great to have y'all here with me today. So moto camping, it's something that I thought was kind of crazy when I originally heard about it, but after I got my Rebel 500, which is my first bike, I was like riding around on it, and it just kind of opened up this whole world, right? Like I mentioned, there's all kinds of cool things that you can do with your bike, and one of them was moto camping. I was like, wait a second, that's actually something I can seriously do on this bike. Or is it? I'm going to get into all the specifics and the details and kind of what I'm thinking about and what my plan is in just a minute here, so stick on around and let's get into it. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna just I think I'm gonna hop on my bike here and talk about, obviously storage is gonna be a big thing that I'm gonna talk about here in a minute, but I'm gonna hop on my Rebel 500 and go for a ride. It's such a perfect day out, perfect evening in the summer, so why not hop on and have a good time. Moto camping on the Rebel 500. And I do apologize if I sound a little bit off today. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a run-in with the coronavirus. Just got done feeling like crap for 2 weeks. So that might be part of the reason why you haven't seen a video in a minute. I'm going to try to get this video out as quickly as possible. So if I sound weird, or if I just start talking more random nonsense than I normally do, then you know that it's a little bit of residual COVID. That's getting me. Second thing I wanted to talk about too is driving me crazy, and I don't know why it's so like strange or frustrating, I don't know. But anyway, when I first started this channel, right around the same time I started, there was another motovlogger. He originally started under the name Moto Ziggy, and then he changed his He originally started under the name Moto Ziggy, and then he changed his channel to Mind Body Motor, which I thought was kind of cool. He lived in Colorado, and it's just kind of been driving me a little crazy because a few months ago I went to check out his channel. You know, I kind of watched his videos from time to time, tried to stay caught up, and it was just all deleted. His Instagram was completely gone, his videos completely gone, and yeah, we had kind of talked a few times back and forth, talked about motovlogging and our bikes. He rode a Harley Davidson Iron 883 Dyna, and then he also got an Indian FTR right before he shut down his channel. And so I don't know why, it's just kind of been bothering me a little bit, because I'm curious where he went. You know, I liked his content, I was really enjoying his channel, so I was wondering what happened to it all and everything. So anyway, if you're out there, man, hope you're doing well. Shoot me a message or comment on this video, let me know you're doing okay, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, on today's video, motorcycle camping. I've always wanted to do it ever since I got my bike. I really wanted to go moto camping. Like I said, before I got my motorcycle, I kind of thought that would be ridiculous or never be possible, or at least on a bike like the Rebel 500. But there's lots of people who can, or who have taken cruisers camping and do an awesome job and have a lot of fun. So I know it's definitely something that I can do, and I think it would be a lot of fun to do. You know, every year as I sharpen my skills and get more comfortable on the bike, I get more and more confident. So I think this year is the year I'm going to try it out. There's a couple things I need to do to the bike before I can get it moto camping ready. And in my mind, I've got my saddlebags. I got my Viking saddlebags. Check out my videos, they're linked on up here. I also have my Kemi Moto swing arm bag. I'm pointing to it, but obviously you can't see it, it's down that way. Got my Kemi Moto swing arm bag, and that also will help, but I'm gonna need a lot more than just 2 saddlebags and a swing arm bag in order to go moto camping. I realized that, and that's kind of the first thing I wanted to talk through was, you know, my storage options and the best way to set everything up on the bike. I know I've been looking at a few things online, and obviously a rear cargo rack is something that I think is going to be really beneficial. I think at the end of the day, if I can just get as much storage on my Rebel as possible, I think I'll be in a good spot. So obviously I need to be able to store the tent. I'll be taking a small, like, light tent with me. You know, I might get a tank bag to kind of put some more personal items in, you know, maybe a fork bag. And then, yeah, use my saddlebags to their fullest extent, and probably just packing everything in on the rear cargo rack. The other option is I could get a sissy bar. Personally, I don't really like the look of sissy bars, but leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the look of them, and if you think that it's worth it, because then you can kind of take a tall bag and strap it to the sissy bar, and maybe that gives you the ability to strap more stuff securely onto the bike. So I'm kind of playing with those few options. I think that some kind of rear luggage solution is what I would need, because obviously I'm going to need to have a tent with me. I'm going to need to have food, enough water, all that kind of stuff. Obviously I should bring everything that I need for my bike, all my gear, which I'll be wearing, but you know, I need to make sure I have probably some kind of chair, stuff to sleep in, you know. And I can get really bare bones. When I go camping, I don't really go glamping, but I also don't go bare bones camping either. I usually try to find somewhere right in the middle. I really enjoy, when I go camping, I enjoy getting the opportunity to disconnect from technology and life and all that kind of stuff. So obviously don't have my phone or, you know, most any kinds of like electricity. I like to sleep in a tent, you know, try to get as comfortable as possible. But I also like to have things like a big table and, you know, a nice propane fire pit, so I can kind of chill around that and do, you know, play some games and all that kind of stuff. So obviously those kinds of things are out. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out some kind of form of entertainment. I think that would be important when I'm going to be going moto camping. Yeah, obviously if there's not a burn ban, the problem is once we get into the summer, there's going to usually be some kind of burn ban, and so it's going to be kind of tough if I can't bring a propane fire pit. I'm not going to be able to really cook anything if there's a burn ban, and so I'm gonna have to kind of figure that out and see, obviously, if maybe I can go at the right time where, you know, there's one of those like partial burn bans where they don't let you have like big bonfires, but if it's in like a campground in like one of those metal fire pits, then you can still do that. So I'm gonna have to try to time that and all that kind of stuff. So obviously I want to maximize my comfort with the limited storage that I'm gonna have on my bike, right? I think that moto camping is totally possible on the Rebel 500. I think it's something that you can easily do, but you're gonna have to build out your bike a little bit and get it in a good spot in order to be able to actually go moto camping. So obviously there's a pretty big list of different things to consider when going moto camping in general, and I think at the end of the day I could probably whittle my items list down to where it's manageable, right? If I have like a small camping chair, a small tent, you know, get the sleeping bag all compacted down, just bring just a little bit of firewood, just enough. And I think the first time I go moto camping, or probably the first time anybody goes moto camping, especially on their own, you should definitely plan to try to only go for one night and just kind of feel it out and see how things go. And you know what, if it's a total disaster, you can just pack everything up in the middle of the night and go home. I know that's not necessarily ideal, but it is something that is always an option, obviously. But I ain't gonna do that. That's not gonna happen my first time. But I gotta make sure I get all my stuff. I have everything I need for my bike. I have enough gas. If I'm gonna be going really far out, I need to make sure I bring a little bit of gas with me. And then I need to make sure that I have everything for camping, right? Some comfort things, some food, you know, shelter, entertainment. I think those are kind of the big areas. Obviously enough water, and so I think I can get there with what I have, but I some kind of rear cargo rack or some kind of sissy bar or something like that wouldn't be the worst idea, just so I could have that extra storage without trying to really stressfully strap everything to just a rear fender, you know, with a bunch of bungee cords and all that kind of stuff. Let me know down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about moto camping, if you've done it before, how easy you think it is, if it's worth it. I think it'd be kind of fun just to hop on the motorcycle and go camping somewhere, right? Like I love riding my bike, and I really love going camping. And so if I get a chance to kind of put those two items together and have some fun with it. I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully this is the summer I do it. I don't know. Should I do it on my Rebel 500? That's another question. That's something that I was going to kind of ask about on this video is should I try to do that on my Rebel 500, or, you know, should you really only go moto camping on like a bagger or an adventure bike or something like that? Obviously not the best, most equipped motorcycle for it, but I think she does all right. Rebel 500 is a good motorcycle, and I definitely think that moto camping is a good possibility. Is the Rebel 500 capable of moto camping? I definitely think so. On its own, you probably aren't going to be able to get away with just like a backpack. You're probably going to need to have some kind of storage option. You need to do some modifications in order to go moto camping, but yeah, I think the Rebel 500 is capable of moto camping, and I think it would be a lot of fun to take it out and try that out this summer. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see some moto camping videos and content. If I do decide to go do it, I will definitely plan to bring y'all along with me and share my experience. The other thing, when I was kind of just talking there, I realized I forgot to include is I need to make sure I have some kind of light. You know, anytime you go camping, you obviously have to have some kind of good source of light, and a lot of the times a flashlight doesn't cut it. For sure, one of the things I'll be bringing is a headlamp, but I may be also bringing some kind of lantern or something like that, just to have a little bit of that extra light around the campsite. I'm sure there's a bunch of other things I'm forgetting about once I start kind of putting that list together, and I'll probably do a dry run and load the bike on up and just kind of see how everything fits, and then kind of try to decide from there what I need. If I do need to purchase additional storage options, I'll probably get something for the rear fender and get that all set up, and then from there decide, do I need a tank bag, do I need a fork bag, you know, do I need to get an extra large backpack to be able to carry even more stuff. So we'll see how all that goes. It is summertime, so I'm not going to be really too worried about the rain or anything like that. All in all, I'm excited to try it out. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I get around to it this summer. You know, it's a busy year. Summertime is always busy, and you know, I have great intentions, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, leave a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on moto camping. If you think I should do it, if you think it'd be cool to see it on a Rebel 500, and yeah, if I need to prove to the world if it's possible or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off there. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And this is the Evergreen Motovlogs channel, reminding y'all to ride safe out there, mind your surroundings, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace!